Hello friends, today we will discuss the Unit 3 Multiple Access in Wireless System. So this unit cover the 25% weightage if you show in syllabus. In this chapter Multiple Access in Wireless System, we cover the topic like multiple access scheme, frequency division multiple access, time division multiple access, code division multiple access, space division multiple access, packet radio access, multiple access with collision avoidance technique, then global system for mobile communication एंड जनरल पैकेज रेडियो सर्विस GPRS के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे. चैप्टर 3 टॉपिक इसमें जो कवर हो रहा है वो मल्टीपल एक्सेस इन वायरलेस सिस्टम टेक्निक, FDMA, TDMA, CDMA टेक्निक के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे. देन ग्लोबल सिस्टम फॉर मोबाइल कम्युनिकेशन जिसमें GSM कैसे वर्क करता है, उसका आर्किटेक्चर, GSM एंटिटी, कॉल राउटिंग इन GSM, देन इंटरफेस, GSM एड्रेसेस, देन नेटवर्क एंड GSM फ्रीक्वेंसी एलोकेशन टेक्निक, ऑथेंटिकेशन एंड सिक्योरिटी क्या है वो सब इसमें डिस्कस करेंगे. देन GPRS के बारे में, जनरल पैकेट रेडियो सर्विस, उसके आर्किटेक्चर के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे. GPRS में पैकेट कैसे ट्रांसमिट होता है. देन नेटवर्क ऑपरेशन, डेटा सर्विस, एप्लीकेशन, बिलिंग एंड चार्जिंग इन GPRS, ये सब डिस्कस करेंगे. लास्ट में वायरलेस सिस्टम एंड इट्स ऑपरेशन एंड इट्स स्टैंडर्ड्स लाइक कोडलेस सिस्टम, वायरलेस लोकल लूप, WiMAX एंड IEEE 802.16 ब्रॉडबैंड के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे. वायरलेस एक्सेस स्टैंडर्ड, मोबाइल IP एंड वायरलेस एप्लीकेशन प्रोटोकॉल के बारे में भी ये चैप्टर में डिस्कस करेंगे. सो स्टार्ट करते हैं. मल्टीपल एक्सेस टेक्निक. सो व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय मल्टीपल एक्सेस इन वायरलेस कम्युनिकेशन सिस्टम? It is often desirable to allow subscriber to send the information simultaneously from mobile station to base station while receiving information from base station to the mobile station. Here the figure indicate base station as well as mobile station. So look in the figure, mobile hosts, that is nothing but the mobile station, they transmit the signal to the base station. Base station indicate the tower, and each and every connection between the mobile station to the base station by using wireless link. So here not any physical connection required, wireless communication. And the mobile host means mobile station. Each and every mobile station are working in cell. So in second figure, this is the cell structure that cover the hexagonal shape, because maximum transmission only possible using the hexagonal shape to reduce the error. So a cellular system divide any given area into the cell where the mobile unit in each cell communicate via the base station. The main aim in cellular system design is to able increase the capacity of the channel. Means it handle many call as possible in given bandwidth. So sufficient level of quality service we can achieve using the multiple access technique. So these are the multiple access technique: frequency division multiple access, FDMA, time division multiple access, TDMA, and code division multiple access. Multiple access technique already discussed in chapter 2. So here the comparison between the frequency division, time division, and code division. So first step, bandwidth utilization in TDM, frequency division multiple access. It is the single channel per carrier. It required only single channel in FDMA, while in TDMA we required multiple channel and multiple carrier for partial allocation. Then CDMA, single channel per carrier, partial or full allocation of the bandwidth. Then second point, interface rejection. In FDMA interface is limited, while in TDMA limited with the frequency hopping. Then in CDMA we can suppress the interface up to the noise limit. Then intermodulation effect in FDMA, most sensitive means this is the most sensitive because back off is required. TDMA is the less sensitive, less back off is required, and CDMA least sensitive. Then Doppler frequency shift bandwidth is limiting, burst timing is limiting in TDMA while removed by the receiver in CDMA. Now we discuss the spectrum flexibility. So in frequency division multiple access, it use the less bandwidth per carrier, while in TDMA it use the moderate bandwidth and CDMA use the largest bandwidth. If we talk about the capacity, so basic capacity available in FDMA. In TDMA can provide the capacity improved through the hopping. What is a hopping? We will discuss next lecture. Frequency hopping, spread spectrum. Then capacity intermediate due to the loading unknown. So this is the comparison between the FDMA, TDMA and CDMA. Then let me show about the carrier sense multiple access and collision avoidance as well as collision detection. So what do you mean by carrier sense multiple access? Carrier sense multiple access divide in two parts, CSMA and CSMA CD and CSMA CA. So CSMA CD stand for carrier sense multiple access collision detection. Collision detection, it is a network protocol for carrier transmission. It is operated in the medium access control MAC layer. It sense of the share channel is busy for broadcasting and interrupt the broadcast until the channel is free. CSMA CD collision is detected by the broadcast sensing from the other station. Upon the collision detection, CSMA CD, the transmission is stopped and the jump signal is sent by the station, and then station wait for the random time to before the retransmission. And in CSMA CA that stand for collision avoidance, this network protocol is used for carrier transmission like CSMA CD. It is also operated in the medium access control protocol. So MAC layer पे काम करेगा ये. Unlike the CSMA CD that is effective after the collision occur. So it is CSMA CA collision avoidance. It is useful after the collision. So let me show the difference between CSMA CD as well as CSMA CA. So first difference is CSMA CD effective after the collision while CSMA CA is effective before a collision. Second point, CSMA CD is used the wired network while CSMA CA is commonly used in the wireless network. Then third, CSMA CD only reduce the recovery time while CSMA CA minimize the possibility of collision. In the terms of CSMA CD, it represents the data frame whenever the conflict will occur, while in CSMA CA, it will first transmit the intent to the sender for transmission. Fifth point, CSMA CD is used the 802.3 standards while CSMA CA use the 802.11 standard. It is more efficient than the simple CSMA carrier sense multiple access. अगर CSMA CD की बात करें तो more efficient है, while CSMA CA it is a less efficient. It is simple carrier sense multiple access. Now we discuss the global system for mobile communication. GSM कैसे वर्क करता है वो डिस्कस करेंगे. So GSM is a digital cellular technology used for transmitting mobile voice and data service. GSM make the use of narrowband time division multiple access technique. GSM carried 64 kbps to 120 mbps of data rate. GSM provide the basic to advanced voice and data service including the roaming service. GSM is the most widely accepted standard in telecommunication and it is implemented globally. GSM system originally developed by the Bell Laboratory in 1970. GSM is the name of standardization group established in 1980 to create the common European mobile telephone standards. GSM mostly use the standard telecommunication and it's implemented globally. This circuit of GSM divide each 200 kHz channel into the 825 kHz time slot. GSM operate on the mobile communication band 9000 MHz and 1800 MHz. Then most of the parts GSM operate in the band of 850 MHz and 1900 MHz. So GSM it is a worldwide global service. GSM own a market share more than 70% of world digital cellular subscriber. Its future like improve the spectrum efficiency, internal roaming, low cost mobile set and base station, high quality speech, capability with the integrated service, digital network, ISDN and other telephone company service. It support for new service, various other service also provided by GSM. This is the architecture, system architecture of GSM. In this system architecture, component like mobile station. Mobile station, what is a mobile station? We use the mobile handset, that is called the mobile station. It refer for the mobile station, simply it means the mobile phone including the SIM card. Then BTS means base transceiver system. It maintain the radio component with the mobile station. Then mobile station controller BSC in the figure. BSC it is a function, its function to allocate the necessary time slot between the BTS and MSC. It allocate the necessary time slot between base transceiver system and MSC. MSC is a mobile transceiver system, mobile station controller. Then home location register HLR. Functionality of HLR, it is the reference database for subscriber. That parameter like subscriber ID, location, authentication key. Then VLR. VLR, it contains the copy of most of the data stored in the HLR, which is temporary and exists only until the subscriber is active. Then EIR, equipment identity register. It is a database which contains a list of valid mobile equipment on the network. And last one is a authentication center. It performs the authentication of subscriber. So how the mobile GSM system is work? So GSM is a communication of TDMA, time division multiple access, frequency division multiple access and frequency hopping. Initially, GSM used two frequency band 25 MHz with 890 to 915 MHz frequency band for uplink and 935 to 960 MHz frequency for downlink. Later on, two 75 MHz band were added. Then now the latest 20 it covered the 25 megahertz band into the 124 channel, each having the 200 kilohertz width, and remaining of 200 kilohertz is left unused as guard band to avoid the interference. Let me show the detailed architecture of GSM. So this is the detailed architecture of GSM. That this architecture is divided into mobile station, base station system and network system. So the mobile station MS mobile station contain the mobile equipment, that is a smart card that cover the subscriber identity module. SIM provide the personal mobility to have the access subscriber service and specify its equipment. By inserting the SIM into the another GSM equipment, the user can receive the call at the equipment, make a call from the equipment and receive the subscribe service. Mobile equipment, it is the terminal uniquely identify the international mobile equipment identity. The SIM card contain the international mobile subscriber identity used to identify subscriber to the system, the secret key for the authentication and other information. The power level supported by the GSM mobile station currently range from 0.8 to 8.0 watt, and the power saving technique are used on the air interface to extend the battery life. Then functionality of BTS and BSC. The BTS and BSC that combine work as a base station system. So BSS is nothing but a BTS plus BSC. BTS stand for the base transceiver station and BSC stand for base station controller. Now the BTS base transceiver station has a radio transceiver that define a cell and handle radio link protocol with the mobile station. BTS serve one or more cell in the cellular network and contain more than one transceiver. The transceiver serve the full duplex communication to the mobile station. This is the communication between the BTS to mobile station. So each and every mobile station are connected with the BTS. Then BSC, the base station controller message the radio resource for the one or more BTS. It used to handle radio channel setup, frequency hopping and handoff. Handoff, it is the same like the handover. So whenever user traveling from one place to another place, so without disconnect the call, the user can access the services in handoff. The BSC is the connection between the mobile station and mobile service switching center. So what is the role of BSC? BSC is connected with the MSC. Each and every BSC are connected with the MSC, that is the mobile service switching center. Then what is the functionality of MSC? So here the MSC provide the connection to the fixed network PSTN or ISDN. Here this is provide the fixed service of PSTN and ISDN with the additional capability to support the mobility management functions such as terminal registration, location updation, handoff, and this service are provided in the conjunction with several functional entity with the network subsystem. The MSC does not contain the mobile subscriber parameter. The major function of MSC are call setup, supervision, then digit collection and translation, call routing, call handling, billing information, mobility management, registration, location updation, call handoff between BSC and MSC, management of radio resource during a call, then echo, cancellation, management of signaling protocol. These are the services of MSC. Let me show the services of HLR and VLR. So HLR is the home location register and VLR is a visitor location register. So the HLR contain all the administrative information of each subscriber register in the corresponding GSM network along with the current location of mobile station. HLR database maintain the unique international mobile subscriber identity information of each subscriber and VLR address. The location of mobile station is in the form of signaling address of the VLR associated with the mobile station. There is a logically one HLR per GSM network that may be implemented as the distributed database. HLR database can be in two types of, like dynamic database and permanent database. So first one, dynamic database is used for location information for the subscriber, while permanent database like international mobile subscriber identity, service subscription information, service registration, supplementary service, mobile internet characteristics, billing and accounting information. This type of all services are included into permanent database. Then VLR is a visitor location register that contains the selected administrative information from HLR necessary for the call control and provision of the subscriber service for each of the mobile currently located in the geographical area that is controlled by the VLR. VLR also contains the information about locally activated features such as international mobile subscriber identity, subscriber ID, then features currently activated service, then temporary mobile station identity, current location information of MS, location where mobile is registered, directory number to route the call and roaming station, copy of the subscriber data from HLR, mobile station ISDN number and address of HLR. So all the functionality cover in VLR. Equipment identity register we will discuss in next video lecture.